Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Honda Street Garage, and today is basically Throwback Thursday. I'm going to be talking about what happened to my DA9. It was the last time that I actually had a B20 Vtec engine, and I had a lot of fun with that build, and that's partly because I was going through my analytics, and one of the most popular things on my channel has been B20 Vtec. I do have a lot of videos that cover a lot of information, but throughout the years, I guess it kind of gets lost and it's hard to find, so I figured I would kind of make like a B20 Vtec swan song out of today's video, and it's been taking me a while to kind of get everything together for it. A lot of editing in this one, and so basically give you a story, the history of what happened to my last B20 Vtec engine, because it also ties into where I am today. The first video that really got any traction was the B16 A swap in my EK Civic hatchback. That was a great car, I loved it, and I was ready to kind of move on from it because I've always been an Integra person and I've always wanted a JDM front end Integra. Once the car was sold, I began my search to find the right Integra to do a JDM front end on. I wanted to find something that had a pretty good interior and everything fine under the hood so that I could just worry about the exterior cosmetics of the car, because the channel got started with doing a JDM front end conversion and felt like I never got to go back and kind of redo that video the way I really wanted it to. I found a 98 Integra GSR Supersonic Blue Pearl. For the most part, from what I could tell, had phenomenal interior, everything was good under the hood, and it just needed fresh paint, and it had never been wrecked, so it was a perfect candidate to do a JDM front end on it, and I was so excited. About 2 weeks after I purchased the car, I don't know whether it was just bad luck or I got scammed, the block started to knock. That was fun. That then put me on the journey of going to get a JDM B20B high compression block and doing a B20 Vtec engine setup. The problem with this at the time was it wasn't that big of a deal to do an engine swap. It was just all of my budget was for doing a JDM front end conversion. And after everything was all said and done, there really wasn't much of a budget left. So I went and picked up a low mileage B20B high compression engine, took the head off, had the GSR head resurfaced, used a Zerg Industries head gasket that raises the compression. I used the step down dowel pins, factory head bolts, factory rod bolts. For the most part, it was a factory build other than the head gasket. I put the engine together, it ran beautifully. I swapped out the GSR transmission for an ITR transmission. I then put an LS 5th gear into it, and these are all videos that you can find on the channel from about 2 years ago. I needed a daily driver and got this really great deal on a really clean DA9, and I absolutely fell in love with the DA9. So then it became this thing of like the DA9 was about to be my future and everything else, and so I took the B20 Vtec out of the DC2 and then swapped it with the DA9. And the DA9 was a whole lot of fun while I had it. And what ultimately happened was I was able to pick up another car, which was the EJ1, the coupe at the time. By this time I had sold the DC2 off, and I got the EJ1 for a pretty good deal. It just needed a motor. So my plan was just to do like a Type R swap with the EJ1. However, Andrew, who has been on the channel a whole lot, was in a position where he needed a daily driver to get back and forth to work. And he was like, I'll trade you my K-swap for your DA Integra. For the most part, I really didn't have a ton of money in the DA Integra, but it was something that was interesting at the very least at the time. And looking back, I really kind of wish I may not have done it. I really wish I would have kept that DA because it was so clean. It still had air conditioning and everything else with the B20 Vtec. So unfortunately, that is ultimately the demise of where the car went. Andrew drove it for a while, and I think he sold it off. With that being said, so here's all the great tidbits of the B20 Vtec build. Enjoy.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Oh no. Oh
All right, take a look, pay attention. It's barely hanging off here, it's barely hanging on here, and there's a bunch of slop right here. But what we're going to do is push the belt on in its place to everything. All right, now if you notice, we've got slop right here, okay? We've got slop all over the place. Now the proper way to do this, we're going to turn the engine. There we go. We're going to turn the crank until it's lined up about 2 or 3 teeth off right there. Now if you notice, all of the tension and slack has come out. It's on this side. Voila, your engine is timed. Now if you want to double check this, this is what you do. You go ahead and you rotate the motor over. I don't feel any valves hitting. I've got all the marks lined up. Yeah, and she is good. right, guys, that about wraps this video up. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow is Free for All Friday. I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Sorry about not uploading a video yesterday. It was mostly because this video has taken so long to edit. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Keep living your dreams.